So hi, good evening. We've got Mr. Ravi Bramhapuram, CEO of CloudOnHire today, and we're going to talk about something very interesting, something very new, which was launched in the market, and which is taking everybody by surprise and and awe. We're going to talk about Claude and specifically CoWork, right? So, sir, when did you first hear about Claude CoWork?
See, when the stock market started crashing, that is when, I started looking at the reasons for the crash. And then I realized, people are spooked by this Claude CoWork. But yeah, Claude CoWork was released a little earlier. Actually, in January, sometime they had released a research preview too. But I became aware only when the stock market, especially the IT stocks, both in US and India, started falling like a free fall.
And so, what was your reaction when you first
So
saw
yeah,
or heard about Claude CoWork?
when I heard about it, it was like, generative AI had already come in, and then it had already disrupted the whole IT. So what else is this cloud co-work? How is it different? Probably it is an iterative version of, what we already have. So, but it does little more than, what I expected.
Yeah, so I will definitely come to that. Were you excited when it came, or were you skeptical?
So we are in a service industry, a niche consulting segment, and whenever there is a disruption, people call us, to provide consulting. So that
Hmm.
way, we are little excited, and we are a lean company, so we can, and a young company, so we can always learn, upskill, and keep on moving to newer opportunities. That way, I'm really excited from our company point of view.
So, what does Claude CoWork do that the other platforms like they have so many Gemini, Perplexity, ChatGPT? What does it do extra or more?
See, previously, if you look at any of these chat GPTs, they were answering the questions. But now Cloud CoWork, they have started acting on your files. It can read, edit, create documents on your computer. So that is a incremental or an iterative step that has happened. So now co-work is more like a co-worker. I can assign a task and it can go open multiple files, review them, and then come up with an output that I have asked it to deliver.
Yeah, so basically you're saying that say platforms like ChatGPT, you had to upload a document and give a prompt for it to give you some output. But CoWork automatically picks up the relevant document and works on it.
Yeah, correct. So if I have multiple proposals, I can tell Claude that, a Claude CoWork plugin that, look at all these documents and
Mhm.
then come up with a new proposal, for a company where I am trying to market our Dynamic 365 services. Okay. And it will ask me few questions and then it will go and get a proposal, complete proposal ready to send, proposal uh, from Cloud CoWork.
So, just trying to understand little more, sir, on this. Even with ChatGPT, right, you could upload the various documents and give a prompt and say ask the platform to come up with a proposal or whatever marketing plan, sales plan, proposal. Uh, so, is it similar to that or something more? Is my
See, in case of the other platforms, you actually upload the file,
hmm.
okay? And then you'll have to find what are the relevant files for it, and then, ask a question. And typically it gives an answer in the chat GPT interface, right? But CoWork works natively on your folders. So you just point your folder with all your files and tell Claude CoWork plugin that, go ahead, take a look at this files, read whatever is relevant, and then create a document, and it will also save in that particular folder. So essentially now it has got access to your computer. Previously, we used to upload it. It used to go to their server and things happened on the server. Now things are happening locally. So which means even from data privacy point of view, I think nothing goes to the server. So you never know, till we test and see how securely the data is protected. Okay, that's a debate for another day.
Yeah,
But
I was
assuming
actually going to
that,
ask you on that, right?
yeah,
If it can access the files in your computer,
yes.
would that be a risk? Would you look at it as a risk or as an advantage?
Typically, I will take it as a risk, but since Claude is from a very reputed organization like Anthropic, so I assume that, the risk is mitigated.
Yeah, I'm sure they also would have, uh, kept all these things in mind and created an appropriate guardrails, which can, protect users' data and things like that because data security is the most important thing, right? So yeah, I'm sure they would have worked on this. I think as more and more we work on it, we will figure out more on these things, right, sir?
In a way, it is true, but now the competition is so intense, right? Each one wants to bring out an LLM, soon. Similarly, everybody wants to come out with a new feature. So, how much of testing is being done? Is there any human involved? Is it like 100% cloud, which is developing the code, shipping it out, where, so there can be, because of this intense competition, there is quite a possibility that there are loopholes, there are bugs, which can affect all these guardrails.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm sure the engineers, as we talk from Anthropic, would be working on these things, right?
I don't know whether engineers are AI agents which are working on this.
Hey, okay, that's a different, that's a discussion in itself.
Yeah,
Okay, probably the next discussion we can go into that. So,
correct.
sir, recently I think last week about $285 billion got wiped out, and major companies like TCS and Wipro and Infosys, right? You yourself have worked in one of these companies. How do you look at this thing, right? Would it impact our Indian IT industry, developments like this?
Yeah, I will just share, today's stock market screen. Okay. As we speak, few hours
Mm,
back, our India's leading Sensex, it has dropped 1,000 points. Among them, if you see the information technology, it's, the route has dragged Nifty below 25,500. And yeah, you can see the image, it's all red. And that is what is happening. You look at all the news, there is a 8% slide in the IT index. The top heavyweights, IT heavyweights in India, Infosys, HCL Technologies, TCS, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, all are sliding. And as you said, not just India, but we have seen the same thing in US. And probably, I don't know, they tell 13th, the Friday is like a very bad day,
inauspicious.
inauspicious. Monday, it might recover. But it has happened again, and there doesn't seem to be a end for this. How low will it go? So,
But it is definitely a wake up call. If you ask me for the Indian IT industry, that there is no more a comfortable seat. You'll have to be on your toes. right, sir?
Yeah, but people would have planned for the next 10 years, 20 years, and based on that projections, they would have hired the manpower. So what is going to happen if agentic AI can do 10 work that is done by 10 people, then how do you bill for the remaining 9 people? If one person works and delivers all those that are required by the customer, then what happens to the remaining 9 people? So it's a very scary situation if you are not working for a company like Anthropic. And again, Anthropic, it's depending a lot on Claude, which is generated by AI agents. Tomorrow, there can be another company which can come up with something like a Claude, which is more powerful. So then what will happen to Anthropic? So yeah, it's a very, very, very difficult situation and nothing can be predicted.
Yeah, so in fact, adding on to your point of AI agents doing people's work, for my own startup, I was trying to, I know I basically subscribed to Claude, the Pro plan, and I asked for an MVP for my agentic AI tutor startup, and it gave a neat, low code, MVP, which it says is readily usable with a few modifications. Yeah, I will definitely explore that from my side. Right. As a company, have you started using CoWork?
Yeah, we have started, in fact, now today I had to send a proposal to another company. And then, I just took the requirements. I pointed Claude CoWork to all my existing proposals. It went through it, and based on the new requirement, it came up with uh, a complete proposal in minutes. This would have taken me couple of days to think, review, fine tune it. But now uh, it's all ready in a matter of minutes. Similarly, there was another company which sent me a contract, a master service agreement. When I went through it, it looked all okay. But then when Claude CoWork looked at it, it said there is no clause on limited liability. So what it means is, in case there is any problem, our company will have an unlimited liability. See, typically we read only what is written, but we will not think about what is not written. And Claude CoWork looked
I
at it
spot
and
it.
told me that, be careful. There is no, you add that limited liability clause. Before Claude CoWork, what would have happened is I would have first reviewed, got my changes the way I want. Then I would have sent it to my legal team, and the legal team charges by the hour, and then they will make me wait for a couple of days, and then it comes back to me. So, but now this Claude CoWork plugin, it does the job within minutes. So it's a great thing. And that is why, in fact, this legal plugin is what spooked the market more than all other plugins that were released.
So, sir, moving on, what do you wish the company Anthropic, right, understood better of about how businesses actually use this in the real world?
Um, See, now currently, okay, initially we were able to ask the questions to ChatGPT and it was able to respond. Now, Anthropic has made sure that it can work on the files that are stored in the system. But that is only a fraction of the work. If you look at it, for a timesheet, I have a software. For payroll, I have another software. For GST filing, I have a different software. For email, I have a different software. So I think in case Anthropic comes up with a solution where it can go and automatically do the things that happen in these applications, I think it will be the next killer application. Already, there is one open source application called OpenClaw that does lot of things. And Yeah, the only problem with it is this open source, and then there are some security issues in it, and we don't want to adopt it. But then, if Anthropic is looking at what OpenClaw does, and it comes up with a more um, uh, what you call safe application, I think that is what will be the next um, version that we can expect, and that will change. I think there will be a bigger crash in IT stocks. That much I can promise.
Yeah. So do you think most companies understand what's actually coming with AI agents, sir? Or is there a lag in adapting uh, to the latest developments?
See, the companies which are lean, like companies like mine, it's very easy to upskill because, we have a young workforce, and um, we can who can easily adapt to new skills. But all these legacy IT firms, they are monoliths, they are huge. uh, how do they get licenses for all the people? Do they get licenses for everyone? Do they get licenses for only 10% of the people? Then when will they train everyone? So they are the ones who will find navigating this more difficult.
Yeah, true. So, I was going to ask in another 5 years' time, right? But now 5 years is like too long with the latest, developments that happen by the months, right? So I would say probably say 1 or 2 years down the line, with all these tools coming to the picture, how does a company like yours look like?
I don't know. Many companies will probably become like, one or two people company, and they will not be buying an email software, a CRM software, a payroll software. They will ask agentic AI to take care of all this. Previously, we had an accountant, who used to note down all the expenses, income by hand. Similarly, we can tell agentic AI, you note down the income expense, create a balance sheet. I want a balance sheet based on the rules of US, and it will create a balance sheet based on those rules. I want a balance sheet based on the rules of UK. So we work in different countries, and probably, if we want a contract which is specific to different countries, again, it can take care. Finally, if yeah, application has to be developed, this one or two member team can develop the application and give it, and we can ask an agentic AI, monitor the application day in, day out. If there are any queries from the customers, you answer it. And we already have a chatbot from CloudOnHire, which we have created, which, as a product, and it can be used by other companies. They can subscribe to that. It is very easy. So the chatbot can answer the queries. So like this, a one or two people company is something which is soon going to become a reality.